Okay, 7:15:66. So seventh canto, Science of God. Chapter 15, Instructions for Civilized Human Beings. And verse number 66. Yadasya Vani Yadyasya Vani Siddham Syad Yena Yatra Yato Nripa Satene Heta Karyani Naronanyer Anapadi. In normal conditions, in the absence of danger, O King Yudhishthir, a man should perform his prescribed activities according to his status of life, with the things, endeavors, process, and living place that are not forbidden for him, and not by any other means. So, in the Bhagavatam, they said, what is the duty of a person who is about to die, and what is the duty of a person at all other times? So, about to die means there is danger, right? Means you're very short time, it's an emergency situation. Then what is your duty, and what is your duty at all other times? So, here it says in normal conditions, when you death is not near, but we don't know. So, in normal conditions, in the absence of danger, O King Yudhishthira, man should perform his prescribed activities according to status of life, with the things, endeavors, process, and living place that are not forbidden for him, and not by any other means. So he should act according to his varna and ashram. I think that's what Prabhupada is going to say in the purport. But of course, it is Devi Varnashram. So Devi Varnashram means it is to satisfy Hari. So I can see the verse here, Hari Toshanam. So everybody should act according to their varna and ashram to satisfy Hari. This instruction is given for all men, for men in all statuses of life. Generally, society is divided into Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthas, Sannyasis, and Grihasthas. Everyone must act according to his position and try to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for that will make one's life successful. This was instructed in Naimisharanya. Atapumbir Dvija Shreshta Varnashrama Vibhagasha Swanusidasya Dharmasya Sansiddhir Haritoshanam. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging prescribed duties, dharma, according to caste divisions and orders of life, is to please the Lord Hari. Everyone should act according to his occupational duties just to please the Supreme Personality of God. Then everyone will be happy. So many of us are Grihasthas. So for Grihasthas, according to Varnashram, the duty is to give charity. And Prabhupada says Grihasthas should sit down with their family members and chant Hare Krishna. We should worship the deity together. We should read scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, discuss, and honor prasadam together, like this. 4 things he says. So then life will be very happy in Grihastha life if Krishna is in the center. So in any ashram, one has to satisfy Hari. So that's what this verse is saying. Any other comments on this verse? Go to the next verse. And if you do all your duties, but if you don't satisfy Hari, if you don't have attraction for, then it is what? It
A
is,
useless labor.
huh?
A useless labor. Swanustik.
Useless labor. Dharma swanusita pumsam visvakshena katasviya. Yes, it's a shram. If you don't satisfy Lord Hari, you may perform your duty, varnashram, so-called varnashram duties nicely. Yeah, that is, you'll get material piety, but it is waste of time because it will not take you out of the cycle of birth and death. Same like Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japasava Apradasya Devasya Mandalam Rokaranjanam. So it's like decoration on a dead body. So devotion to the Supreme Lord should be there in whatever you do, whatever duties you do. Devotion to the Supreme Lord is the main thing. Okay, if it doesn't move you to that, then it's waste of time. Okay, so next verse, like we say, any religious principles, what is that? Which does not
Any work
that does not lead to religious life.
Religious life that does not lead to renunciation. Renunciation that does not lead you to bhakti, devotional service. It's like ornaments on a dead body. Or, yeah.
Is useless, I think. But okay, next verse, text 67.
Yeah. Then you must be considered dead, although breathing.
एतेरन्यश्च वेदोक्तैर् वर्तमानः स्वकर्मभिः गृहेऽप्यस्य गतिं यायाद् राजन्स्तद्भक्तिभान् नरः. O king, one should perform his occupational duties according to these instructions, as well as the instructions given in the Vedic literature. And Prabhupada wanted to establish Varnashram Dharma, but it is very difficult in this age to follow all the... just to remain a devotee of Lord Krishna. Thus, even while at home, one will be able to reach the destination. Yeah. So I think there's a verse, even Grihasthas can reach the supreme destination if they chant the holy name of the Lord. I think that's coming up. Somewhere it is there. Okay. The ultimate goal of life is Vishnu, Krishna. So we have to go back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, either by Vedic regulative principles or by materialistic activities, if one tries to reach the destination of Krishna, means Golok Vrindavan, that is the perfection of life. Whether you follow Pravritti Marg or Nivritti Marg, whatever you follow, ultimately, you should worship Krishna. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udarat divrena bhakti yogena jayata purusha param. Krishna should be the target. Everyone should try to reach Krishna from any position of life. Yeah, it is without Krishna, then life is useless. There is a song, right? There's a bhajan. Yeah, somebody sent me yesterday. Aisi lagi lagan, in that song. It is saying that without that it is... Of course, Bhagavatam also says the same thing. There's a song like somebody has sung.
Yeah, Aisi Lagi Lagan is there. It's on KK song.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, let me see.
That's Meerabai's bhajan.
Yeah, he says, what is the use of the hand which does not... What is the
Yeah,
use?
that ये आंख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे है, आंख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे है, शीश जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख वो है जो हरि नाम का स्मरण किया करे, हीरे मोती से नहीं शोभा है हाथ की, है हाथ जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे, मरकर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में, प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे.
Yeah. Let me sing. There was a nice, somebody has sung it. I mean, they were professional, but let me see if I find it. Yesterday I saw it sometime. Where is it?
Yeah. Anup Chilota has sung this song.
Oh. Maybe we can hear a little bit. It was nicely sung. I don't know if this is... I think this is Anup Jalota, right?
Correct, yes.
है आँख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे, है शीश जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख वो है जो हरि नाम का सुमिरन किया करे, हीरे मोती से नहीं शोभा है हाथ की, है हाथ जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे, मर कर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में। प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। ऐसी लागी लगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, लागी लागी रे लगन, लागी लागी रे लगन। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली 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 हरि हरि गुन गाने लगे। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुन गाने लगी। महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली। मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली 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 हरि गुन गाने लगी। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। कोई रोके नहीं, कोई टोके नहीं, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। कोई रोके नहीं, कोई टोके नहीं, कोई रोके नहीं, कोई टोके नहीं, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। बैठी संतों के संग, रंगी मोहन के रंग, मीरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी। वो तो गली गली हरि गुन गाने लगी। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि 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 गुन गाने लगी। महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। राणा ने विष दिया, मानो अमृत पिया। राणा ने विष दिया, मानो अमृत पिया। सानी धनी धा पदा पग पग रे ग सा रे नि सा धनी पद नि सा, पद नि सा सा नि सा 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 नि सा 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 नि सा 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 नि सा 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 नि सा।
Okay, anyway, it was nice. Somebody sent me this. Okay. Yeah, this is Meera Bhajan. That's why Juhi is, where's Juhi?
Yeah, this is Indian Idol
Oh, is it?
singing.
Yeah. We're planning to invite Anup Jalota here. So we'll see. He may sing the song. Okay. The ultimate goal of, okay, so Krishna accepts service from anyone. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Mam hi partha vipashritya yepishu papa yonaya striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, as well as Shudras, can approach the supreme destination. It does not matter what one's position is. If one aims at reaching Krishna by performing his occupational duty under the direction of the spiritual master, his life is successful. It is not that only sannyasis, vanaprasthas, and brahmacharis can reach Krishna. A grihastha householder can also reach Krishna, provided he becomes a pure devotee without material desires. An example of this is cited in the next verse. Okay, so anybody can, whether they are born as Shudra in a lower birth, they are considered very sinful. But anybody who takes shelter of Krishna can reach the highest destination. Okay, and we have many examples like that, like Mrigari, right? He was doing all sinful activities, but he became. And then we have the example of who was born in a low birth. Like that verse is there. Where was
Kupcha's beauty.
where was Kubja's beauty? Where was Gajendra's learning? Where was Mantara's piety? Where was
Dhruva's maturity.
Vidura's high birth? Yeah, Vidura was also born as a son of a maid servant. Like that. So anybody, Haridas Thakur, he was the Namacharya. He was born in a low family, but then okay. Yatha hi yuyam nripadeva, yatha hi yuyam nripadeva dustyajad, आपद गणादुत्तरतात्मनः प्रभो, यत्पादपङ्खेरेहुः सेवया भवान्, aharassin nirjita diggja kratum. O King Yudhishthir, because of your service to the Supreme Lord, all of you Pandavas defeated the greatest dangers posed by numerous kings and demigods. So if one is protected by the Supreme Lord, nobody can do anything, any harm to such a person. We saw that in Prahlad also. Prahlad. So those who have, like Meera, we heard, she was given poison, right? The Rana gave poison, but it did not affect her. And Prahlad was also given poison. Of course, so many things. So one who is protected by Krishna can never be subdued, right? So that is what Yudhishthir Maharaj, although he went through so much difficulty, but because of Krishna's being with him, or because of them being devotees, they could conquer all the dangers. So because of your service to the Supreme Lord, all of you Pandavas defeated the greatest dangers posed by numerous kings and demigods. By serving the lotus feet, we have this, who was this king in Orissa, who also conquered his, is it Purushottam Dev? He went to fight in the battle. First he went and he fought, but he did not take blessings of Jagannath. But then second time when he went, he took the blessings of Jagannath and he fought and he conquered. I think it was Purushottam. So by serving the lotus feet of Krishna, you conquered great enemies who were like elephants, and thus you collected ingredients for sacrifice. By His grace, may you be delivered from material involvement. So, by Krishna's grace, everything is possible. And Narad Muni's blessing, Yudhishthir Maharaj, may you be delivered from material involvement. So, this is the greatest blessing of Krishna, which one becomes free from material desires. So one becomes free from material desires. It's considered like a blessing of Krishna. And of course, then you get devotion also, devotion to Krishna. Yeah. We'll read that book, Prem Vilas Prabhu's book later on. I was reading Anartha Nivritti section yesterday. So anartha nivritti happens by coming in contact with Krishna. Placing himself as an ordinary householder, Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired from Narad Muni how a griha mudha dhi, a person who is entangled in household life and who thus continues to remain a fool, can be delivered. Griha mudha dhi. So griha means house, mudha means foolish, ass, and dhi means intelligence. One who is fool, how he can be delivered? Narad Muni encouraged Maharaj Yudhishthir by saying, so of course Yudhishthir Maharaj is taking a humble position and is thinking, how can we be delivered? Narad Muni encouraged Maharaj Yudhishthir by saying, you are already on the safe side because you, along with your entire family, have become a pure devotee of Krishna. By Krishna's grace, the Pandavas conquered in the battle of Kurukshetra and were saved from dangers posed not only by kings but sometimes even by the demigods. Thus, they are a practical example of how to live in security and safety by the grace of Krishna. So everybody should take to be safe in this material world. One should take shelter of Krishna. Of course, everybody has to die. That's a given. But Krishna, if we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna can do so many things. Everyone should follow the example of the Pandavas, who showed how to be saved by the grace of Krishna. Our Krishna consciousness movement is intended to teach how everyone can live peacefully in the material world and at the end of life, return home back to Godhead. In the material world, there are always dangers at every step. Padam padam yadvipadam natesham. Nonetheless, if one takes shelter of Krishna without hesitation and keeps under the shelter of Krishna, he can easily cross the ocean of nations. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam punyo yasho murari bhavam vatsa padam param padam 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 yadvi padam natesham. That is the prayer of Brahma. To the devotee, this great ocean of nations becomes like a puddle of water in the hoof print of a cow. So there may be so many obstacles, and our uncontrolled mind is the biggest obstacle, and all lust, anger, greed. But if we take shelter of Krishna, then all this, like we say, when Krishna was born, all the guards, when Vasudeva started carrying Krishna, all the guards of Krishna, of Kansa, went to sleep. So as soon as you surrender to Krishna, bring Krishna in your life, then become Krishna conscious, then lust, anger, greed, everything, they are all demoniac demons in our heart. They will go to sleep, or they will not wake up. It's just going to sleep as long as you keep Krishna with you. So when he left Krishna and he came back, he was shackled. Like Acharyas say that, like we heard in the class. When he left Krishna and he brought the girl, Yogamaya, of course, it's Maya, sometimes they say, and immediately he was shackled and all the guards became awake. So as soon as you embrace Maya, then all the anarthas awaken in the heart. But if you take shelter of Krishna, then they all go to sleep. Means they will not disturb you. So that's why we have to take shelter of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To the devotee, this great ocean of nations becomes like a puddle of water in the hoof print of a cow. A pure devotee, without embarrassing himself by trying for elevation in so many ways, stays in the safest position as a servant of Krishna, and thus his life is eternally safe without a doubt. So our identification is that I am servant of Krishna. Jivere Swarup hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. What is the next line? Jivere Swarup hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. Jivera Swarup hoy, Krishna Nitya Das.
ततष्ट शक्ति भेद भेद प्रकाश.
Jivera is Jivera Tatashta Shakti Bheda Ved Prakash.
Krishnera
Tatashta Shakti. Krishnera Tatashta Shakti Veda Veda Prakash. Yes, so our identity is that we are servant of Krishna So that is our designation. Sometimes they say we have to become free from two things. One is all the upadis. Upadis and anarthas. Our anarthas and upadis, anartha nivritti and upadis, becoming free from. So all these upadis we have about who we think we are in like the bodily designation. So one should be free from all this bodily designation and think oneself to be the servant of Krishna. Then there is no problem. Jiva Das Krishna, Jiva Das Krishna, hey,
जीवदास ए विश्वास कर
कर ले तो आर दुख. Jiva Das ए विश्वास, कर ले तो आर दुख नाई. There is no misery if we accept this, that I'm servant of Krishna. There's no misery. Or, I mean, there may be miserable situation, but we will be happy. Yes. I'm Krishna's servant. I can overcome. Sometimes there's a situation may change by Krishna's grace, or it may not change, but we can be happy in that situation. Situation may be the same, but we can be happy. And that is the, I was telling Pran Govind Prabhu when I went to Florida, I met him, that how, yeah, situation, then he was saying, yes, yes, that's nice, very nice. He was saying, yeah, of course, we all learned it from, he knows everything, but he was saying, yeah, we were discussing. So he was saying that, yeah, situation will not change. That's the thing. He was saying, that's the thing. Situation may not change, but you will not be affected by the situation. So, madashraya katha mrishta, shrinvanti kathayanti cha, tapanti vividastapam, naitan madgata chetasa. Kapila Dev says, yes, one who is absorbed in my thoughts and my hearing and chanting, madashraya kathamrishta shrinvanti kathayanti cha. So Shravanam Kirtanam is the goal of life, and if we do Shravanam Kirtanam, then we will remember Krishna, and then there is no misery in life. And we will be awakened, and we'll think, oh, this is all a dream. All this is going to pass. This is all a dream. What is the problem really? It's all a dream. In dream, if you are a beggar, yeah, it's a dream. It's not really who you are. It's not, but that's realization will come. We can speak theoretically, but that realization will come that, yeah, what is this? It's all going to be anyway, pass. Why should I pay so much attention to all these small, small things? And like the crane example we have in the four things that salt, crane, chicken, and you, right? So crane is concerned with the big things in life. It's not concerned with all the small things. And so they are saying the lesson is that we should be concerned with big things in life. How to solve the problem of repeated birth and death. Other things will go on. I mean, according to our whatever past destiny, whatever is going to come will come. And things will happen in this world. And sometimes relationships will be good, sometimes relationships will be bad, and all these things. It is going to come and go. But our main focus should be on our Krishna consciousness, how to purify our heart, how to become detached from material existence, and how to become attached to Krishna. That should be the main goal. And life will go, I mean, how many years? We take it very seriously. As Shruti Dharma Prabhu told Keshav Maharaj one time, Sutapa Prabhu is, don't take this dream too seriously. Don't take this. We tend to take it very seriously, and we get affected by so many things. Oh, he said like this, and this person said like this, and that person said like this. It's all going to pass. In 10, 20 years, it will have no meaning. At least for those who are elderly people, 10, 20, 25 years, everything will pass and will go into oblivion. As soon as you leave the body, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter at the time of death, why does it matter now? Like that they say. So the thing is, as long as we are in the body, we are thinking this is the reality and this is the whole situation. But as soon as you're out of the body, finished, everything is finished. So considering the eternal life and our bigger picture, we should live our life in that way. and focus on Krishna consciousness. We have to do our duties that we have in a Krishna conscious way and be ready to quit the body, because that's the ultimate truth of life. Yeah, as Bhaktitirtha Maharaj says, right, death will strip away everything that is not you, everything that is false. It will be taken away. Death will take away everything that is false. This body will be taken away from us. So what to speak of anything in relation to this body? So this body also I cannot keep. Then all my relations with this body is all going to be taken away. So there's a nice book, right, from Bhaktitirtha Maharaj. So meditating on this, one should become focused on self-realization. Aham pura bhavam kashit gandharva uparbahana. So now Narad Muni is describing his previous life. Nam natite mahakalpe gandharvanam susummataha. Long, long ago, in another Mahakalpa, millennium of Brahma. So Narad Muni, before he became Narad Muni, what he was, he is describing his 2 lives back. I existed as the Gandharvas. Means not his previous life, because his previous life was the son of a maid servant. But before that, he was a Gandharva. I existed as a Gandharva known as Upabahan. I was respected very by the other Gandharvas. So Gandharvas means those sing very nicely. So he was a Gandharva. Srila Narad Muni is giving a practical example from his past life. Formerly, during the previous lifetime of Lord Brahma, Narad Muni was one of the denizens of Gandharva Lok. But unfortunately, as will be explained, he fell from his exalted position in Gandharva Lok, where the inhabitants are extremely beautiful and expert in singing, to become a Shudra. Nonetheless, because of his association with devotees, he became more fortunate than he was in Gandharva Lok. So even though he became a Shudra, he got the association of devotees. So he was more fortunate than he was in Gandharva Lok. What is that verse that says, Tulyapi, Tulyanam Lavenapi, even a little cannot be compared to heavenly planets. I think it comes twice in the Bhagavatam. Tulyama Lavenapi.
Na swargam na punarbhavam. Bhagavad sangi sangasya martyanam kimutashisha. The value of moments, association with devotee cannot even be compared to attainment of heavenly planets, liberation, or any type of worldly benediction.
Yeah, this is, what number is that? 4.
This is 2 verses, 1:18-13 and 4:30-34.
Yeah, this verse here. Tulayam lavenapi. Tulyam lavenapi. Na swarga na punarbhavam. Bhagavad sangi sangasya. Martyanam kimutashisha. Even a moment's association with a pure devotee cannot be compared to being transferred to heavenly planets, or even merging into the Brahman effulgence in complete liberation. For living entities who are destined to give up the body and die, association with pure devotees is the highest benediction. So, and then the other one was 118.
1:13.
Let's see, compare. Is it the same words? Bhagavad Sangi Sangas. Same words, right? Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya.
Exactly.
Exactly same, yeah. Okay, here it is translated. The value of a moment's association with devotee of the Lord cannot be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter, and what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. So Bhagavatam must be like emphasizing, it's coming twice, this verse. So association with pure devotees. You cannot compare it with anything else. So here, Narad Muni was in Gandharva, very nice situation. But then he became Shudra, low birth, but then he got association with, so he became more fortunate than he was in Gandharva. So Gandharva is heavenly planet. So yeah, but he became more fortunate. Even though cursed by the Prajapatis to become a Shudra in his next life, he became the son of Lord Brahma. So that blessing was in disguise. It was a curse was a blessing in disguise, as we say. As the Shringi's curse to Parikshit Maharaj was a blessing in disguise, because on Narad Muni's curse to Nalakuber and Manigriva was a blessing in disguise, because they got to see Krishna. The word Mahakalpe is described by Srila Madhvacharya as Atita Brahma Kalpe. Brahma dies at the end of a life of many millions of years. The day of Brahma is described in Bhagavad Gita. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of Brahma's one day. And such also is the duration of his night. Sahasra means 1,000, Yuga. Ahar means day, and Ratri means night. So equal is his night time. Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam. This is Bhagavad Gita words. Day is 1,000 cycles, we say, and night is equally long. And such also is the duration of his night. Bhagwan Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Your screen is showing that you have paused the screen sharing.
Where is it? Okay. I don't know some of that. Thank you. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, let me share. Okay, so Bhagavan Shri Krishna can remember incidents from millions of years ago. Yeah, Krishna says, I know everything. Vedaham samatitani vartmanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutari mam tu vedana kashana. And he says to Arjuna that I remember everything, both you. Bahune me vetitani janmani tavacha Arjuna.
Taneham Veda Sarvain.
Natvam Veda Parantapa, yes. Bahuni me vetitani, fourth chapter. Both you and I have gone through many appearances. Vyatit means we have passed through many. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna, you and I. Tani aham Veda sarvani. Veda means to know. I know all the things. Natvam Veda Parantapa, but you don't know. O subduer of the enemy Arjuna. Bhagavan Shri Krishna can remember incidents from millions of years ago. And one thing we say is because Krishna does not accept material body. And his body is same. Because as soon as the body changes, you forget. But spiritual body never changes. So he remembers everything. Material body changes. So we forget, right? We meet people and we forget. We don't remember what we were doing as a 5-year-old, 10-year-old, like that. So we forget because our body is changing. But Krishna's body is not changing. Ajopi san avyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Yeah, Krishna is saying, I come in my original form. So similarly, his pure devotee like Narad Muni can also remember the incidents from a past life, millions and millions of years ago. And if Krishna wants, they can remember, like Bharat Maharaj remembered his life. As a Jati Smara, we say. He remembered Jada Bharat. As Jada Bharat, he remembered his life as a deer. So Narad Muni here is also remembering his past life by the grace of Krishna, because Krishna gives memory. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. The smriti is given by Krishna. Okay, so the next verse. So he's describing, I was a Gandharva and I was cursed to become. Why he was cursed? Maybe he'll say something. Rupa Peshala Madhurya Saugandhya Priyadarshana Strinam Priyatamo Nityam Mata Swaputra Lampataha. I had a beautiful.
Not putra.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, correct. Mata Swapura Lampataha. Okay, thank you. Mata Swapura Lampataha. Lampata is also coming in that.
And last verse of Shikshashtakam, Ashlishya Padratam Panashtama. Darshanan Marmahatam Kurutva. Yaha tatha Vavidadatu Lampato. Mat Prananathastu Sai.
Lampat means debauchee. Rather, he says, even you are debauchee. Of course, that we don't say in the translation. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so. Even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me, he is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. There is no debauchee in that verse, in the translation. But actually, I think in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Lampata, even though you are going everywhere, but my devotion to you will not waver. I am sold out to you. Whatever you may do, I am unconditionally surrendered to you, Radharani is saying. So, yeah, so here is saying, Lampat, very much attached to women because of lusty desires. So, I had a beautiful face and a pleasing, attractive bodily structure. So, in Gandharva Lok, everybody is very beautiful. Decorated with flower garlands and sandalwood pulp, I was most pleasing to the women of my city. Like all the heroes and in this world, all the celebrities. So many women are attracted to such people, and vice versa. So many men are attracted to celebrity women. Thus, I was bewildered, always feeling lusty desires. So he said, yeah, I was dressed very nicely with flower garlands and sandalwood pulp, and I was very pleasing and I was feeling lusty desires always. I was bewildered. Eter vimohati esha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that bewilders you. Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhishthana muchyate. Eter vimohatyesha. Kamarupadara. What is it? Avritya Jnanam Dehinam.
Also, Janameshwarya Shruti Shruti. Daman Madhapaman.
Yeah.
Shri, beauty.
So here also, yeah, this is one, more relevant. He was in a very nice situation. Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribi. It's beautiful. Mother, he become intoxicated, like Nalakuvar Manigriva were also intoxicated by. That's why I was reading in Previlas Prabhu's book. He says there are anarthas that are coming from pious activities. Of course, we know there are anarthas that are coming from impious activities, and there are anarthas that are coming from pious activities, because pious activities can give you very nice situation in this world, and you have very less misery. So you become attached. Yeah, you become attached to that, like for enjoyment. So, yeah, where is it? So he has requested me to write a review, so I'm reading his book also. Let's see. It's nice. He has written everything is in one place, so that's very good. Of course, he has done from Shastra only. Okay, later on we'll see.
Explaining each other demons.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were reading about Agastya, his previous life. He was a very beautiful person called Agha. He was a son of Shankachuda. But he laughed at Ashtavakra Muni because Ashtavakra Muni was bent at 8 places. He said, who is this ugly person? He was proud of his beauty. So that's why this Shankachuda gave him a curse to become a snake, and he says, I'm bent in many places, you will be bending at every moment of yours, you will be twisting at every moment.
So like a snake.
Like us think. So yeah, so I mean, all these things can make us proud, and yeah, make us offend other devotees, and that's how we get.
Yeah. So here it says dushkritotha anarthas, arising from sinful acts, and sukritotha anarthas, arising from pious acts. Surprisingly, even one's past pious or virtuous deeds can give rise to anarthas. How so? If we have accumulated mundane pious credits, we may get worldly opulences, pleasures and comforts, and and then become attached to them. Such as attachment to material enjoyment and comfort, good family, wealth, fame, etc., can become impediments to bhakti. Instead of immediately taking shelter of Krishna, a person blessed with material goodness might become complacent, proud, or complacent in enjoying the byproducts of piety. Thus, even attachments to enjoyments which arise from pious action are counted as anarthas because they can bind one to material life. So, unless you are a devotee, and then you can use everything properly, like Amrish Maharaj. But otherwise, your life is going. So there are many pious people. They are not doing sinful activities. They have lived piously in their life and they have nice situation, but they are very attached to their situation. As Krishna says, one becomes conditioned by a sense of happiness. In the mode of goodness, one becomes conditioned by a sense of happiness in the material world. And he feels proud also because he thinks, I know better than I'm in a very nice, happy situation. He has knowledge, so he's a little proud and like that. So, and yeah, so so this is what happens to all the in the heavenly planets because they are very beautiful. So anybody who's very beautiful is naturally feeling so like you have a nice car, right? Then you feel, oh, I have a better car than everybody else. So
But in the heavenly planet, everybody is
everybody is
beautiful.
that is also there. Yeah, everybody is beautiful. So I don't know, but still he must be more exceptional because he was saying that I was in Gandharva. Even the women are beautiful, but they were attracted to him. So that's the thing. I don't know how
And there are
if
no rules
everybody.
and regulations in the heavenly planets.
Yeah, that's what Urvashi told this
Arjun.
Arjun. Yeah, he told Arjun. She told Arjun, yeah, you are coming. This is heavenly planets. All these things don't apply here because it's a mood of enjoyment, right? So, okay, that's what I heard from the description of the beauty of Narad Muni. When he was one of the denizens of Gandharva Lok, it appears that everyone on that planet is extremely beautiful, as we were saying, and pleasing, and always decorated with flowers and sandalwood. So they're smelling very nice. And Upabarhan, Upbarhan was Narad Muni's name previously. Upbarhan was specifically expert in decorating himself to attract the attention of women. So he was also trying to get attention of women. Thus he became a playboy, as described in the next verse. So many people dress like that in this world so that they can get attraction of the opposite gender. Not everybody, but generally that is why so many passionate dresses are being. To be a playboy in this life is unfortunate because too much attraction to women will lead one to fall into the association of Shudras, who can easily take advantage of mingling with women without restriction. In this present age of Kali, when people are manda sumanda mataya. So it is not against any gender, but the thing is when your desires for sense gratification increase and when you are in association of those who are also materialistic, then what happens when desires for enjoyment increase? Then your self-realization, the desire for self-realization becomes almost extinguished. So that is the problem. Then you think, yeah, anybody who is, that's why we are told to follow the four regulative principles and like that, because if desires for sense gratification will increase, then we'll not be able to think of Krishna. We'll not be able to consider ourselves as spirit soul. Will more come into the bodily conception of life. Yeah, our consciousness will go down and will identify with our body as the self. That is what is this bodily attraction. This is ultimately, it's bodily attraction. So this is there in every species of life, right? So there is because we are conditioned souls and there is that attraction. So okay, then you get married and you don't tell your attraction in a Krishna conscious way in this present age of Kali, and then you become free from it. As life moves on and you are now coming closer to death, then you become free from all this. In this present age of Kali, when people are manda sumanda mataya, very bad because of a Shudra mentality, such free mingling is prominent. Among the higher classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishnava, there is no chance for men to mingle with women freely, but in the Shudra community, such mingling is open. Because there is no cultural education in this age of Kali, everyone is spiritually untrained, and everyone is therefore to be considered Shudra. Ashuddha, Shudra Kalpa hi Brahmana Kali Sambhava. When all the people become Shudras, certainly they are very bad. Manda Sumanda Matayo. Thus they manufacture their own way of life, with the result that they gradually become unfortunate. Manda Bhagya. And furthermore, they're always disturbed by various circumstances. So to counteract all the Maya, illusory world, then we have to take shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, you cannot. So we have to take shelter of Krishna tightly. We have to surrender to Krishna. Say, Krishna, please protect me. Please protect me. Yeah. So, and then as you serve Krishna, you get higher cost. We say cost. Conviction, openness, safety, and temptation, and higher taste. Okay, so that's what happened.
Let me say that action, attention, and intention. Not just dressing to attract the opposite gender, but also everything that we do. Somebody can be doing kirtan to
Yeah.
attract the opposite gender. Somebody
Yes.
can be speaking nicely. So, what is your intention? Krishna sees.
Correct. Intention is very important. So there is, Pralambasur. I was reading about Pralambasur yesterday. Actually, it gave me nice, I just Googled and it gave me nice things about Pralambasur, the lessons from life of Pralambasur. Let's see what it said. It gives nice points. Story of Pralambasur, of course, you may say that. Pralambasur represents the inner impurities of hypocrisy, lust, and the hidden desire for profit, adoration, and distinction. In spiritual teachings, such as those by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, overcoming this demon means actively giving up superficial devotion and selfish greed through sincere personal effort and the guidance of a spiritual master. The disguise. Pralambasur was a demon sent by Kans, who sneaked into a cowherd game with Lord Krishna and Balram, disguised as a cowherd boy. So material desires are disguised. They appear to be our friends, but they are not. It's like Pralambasur. The boys divided into two teams, and the losers had to carry the winners on their shoulders to a designated spot. Balram's team won, meaning Pralambasur had to carry Balram. Instead of going to the finish line, the demon ran far away into the forest and grew massive. So this is the story, what is happening. Pralambasur went on the side of Krishna and Krishna's team lost. So Pralambasur had lost, so he had to carry Balram on his shoulder and go to a designated spot and come back. But instead of doing that, he started taking Balram into the forest. Recognizing the demon, Balram made himself heavy, struck Pralambasur's head with his fist and killed him. How to give up Pralambasur? Acknowledge where you might practice outward devotion while secretly holding on to material desires for fame or greed. So acknowledge, you recognize first. That's recognition is also difficult. We are not honest with ourselves. Acknowledge where you might practice outward devotion while secretly holding to material desires or for fame or greed. According to Vaishnava philosophy, obstacles represented by Balram's defeated demons must be driven out through your own determined struggle and sincerity. Exert personal effort. So we say our own effort and Krishna's mercy. So we have to work extra hard for those demons that were killed by Balram. And we need the mercy of the Guru. Seek guidance, pray humbly for strength, and rely on the instruction of a spiritual master to cleanse these inner obstacles from your heart. If you need this, so then I said both. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. Or maybe I can say, says philosophical study, not for children. So it says philosophical breakdown of the anartha, the disguise, duplicity. Pralambasur enters the association of Vaishnavas, disguised as a devotee. Philosophically, this represents kapatata, duplicity, or where a practitioner adopts the external dress and language of a saintly person while harboring ulterior materialistic motives. The desire for prestige. The specific anarthas represented here are lust, greed, and prestige. Unlike the gross material obstacles killed by Krishna, the obstacles destroyed by Balram represent institutional or subtle mental traps, such as wanting to be worshipped as advanced practitioner before achieving true purity. When Sri Balram rides on Pralamba's shoulders, he deliberately makes himself heavier. So he started becoming heavy. This symbolizes that the weight of a genuine spiritual gravity and the truth of the self, Atma Tattva, cannot be sustained by a deceitful mind. The weight of the absolute truth eventually forces the hidden material motivation to expose its true form. And then there are verses from the... So, anyway, so I was just thinking maybe I'll... So what, it
Yes,
represents...
the Guru is heavy. With his heavy words. Balramji became heavy, right?
Heavy, yes, correct. Yeah, with his heavy instructions and words, he will destroy all our
False ego.
duplicity and everything. So,
Yeah. I had in my comments that Prabhupada one time he met Ambarish Prabhu, great grandson of Henry Ford, multi-billionaire, and everybody wanted Prabhupada to talk to him, to flatter him, but everybody thought Prabhupada will speak nice things to him. So they presented, here is Alfred Ford, the great grandson of Henry Ford. Prabhupada said, oh, so you're the great grandson of Henry Ford. So where is Henry Ford right now? Time has finished him. Time is very powerful. Should take to Krishna consciousness. So he understood Prabhupada is actual guru, because instead of serving his false ego, he pricked his false ego.
Yeah. So we'll finish this. It's already 8 o'clock. So when all the people become Shudras, certainly they are very bad. Because there is among the... When all the people become Shudras, they are very bad. Manda sumanda matayo. Therefore, thus they manufacture their own way of life, with the result that they gradually become unfortunate. Manda bhagya. Like this verse you were saying, right? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a meaning, prayana alpa ayushya. If you don't, let's say, some people say they don't have time, but if you have time, then you are lazy. If you have time, but you are not lazy, then what happens? There is something happens, right? If you have time...
Sumanda Mateo, Mand Bhagya. You're not lazy, you're looking for spiritual things, but you are less intelligent, Sumanda Mateo. You want to find somebody more intelligent, so the next obstacle that comes is Mand Bhagya. Unfortunate, because you meet the wrong person. But let's say you meet the right person, so then is Upadrita. You're disturbed in your mind, you can't hear properly.
Yeah, so these are all the
The
disqualification.
lecture S.V. Keshav Swami has mentioned this one
Yeah, correct.
series.
So this is a commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yeah. It's okay. When all the people become Shudra, suddenly they are very bad. Manda sumanda mateo. Thus they manufacture their own way of life, with the result that they gradually become unfortunate. Manda bhagya. And furthermore, they're always disturbed by various circumstances. Yeah, because we are disturbed. Even we are in the right path, if we are disturbed, we cannot. Yeah, we become disturbed by so many things, and then we cannot stay in the association of devotees, or we cannot assimilate the philosophy, so many things like
Same
that.
thing with Kayadu was hearing Bhagavatam, like Prahlad, but no
Yeah.
transformation. Dhritarashtra was hearing Bhagavad Gita, no transformation. Material desires, attachments.
Yeah, they don't allow you to hear with one-pointed, rapt attention because of all the other things that are going on in the mind. When you are chanting, also mind is going here and there. But still, that is we are not starting off as a pure devotee. We are all coming to the hospital with a disease. But if we make an effort and pray to Krishna, then Krishna will help. So that is the idea. On our own, we cannot overcome the anartha of distract. But we can try. It doesn't mean we don't. We have to try very hard. But at the same time, beg for Krishna's mercy. Determined to get Krishna's mercy. That is the idea. Okay, so we'll stop there. It's already 8 o'clock. And anybody like to share? Sorry, maybe I played that song because I liked that song. I've seen Juju his comment here. What's going on? I did not expect to see the Indian Idol judges except the music part for Krishna. Indian Idol judges. Who's that?
I mean, this was Indian Idol show, right? There's a competition going on. No,
Oh,
this is not a temple. They're not doing bhajans for Krishna.
yeah, it is a
What to be celebrated.
professional setup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this person may be singing other songs. Just because Anup Jalota was present as a guest, they sing the Anup Jalota's bhajans.
Yeah, we should not sing. Okay, we should not play such things. Anyway.
You also mentioned that we are calling him. Is it
Huh?
his phone calling him over here?
Well, there was plan to call him. I don't know if it is
Yeah, I think we
Rangapur.
should be careful in terms of whom we are calling as well.
Is it?
Yeah, anyone who has, material inclined in making money, through singing Krishna bhajans and all that. I think because we don't listen to Kathakar, there are so many Kathakars as well, who do Krishna, Bhagavatam and all that.
In Tampa, they are calling him Anup
Hmm.
Jalota for, but
Fundraising?
yeah, fundraising.
I have a question. Now the Balaram Ashtami is coming. That, in India, when we were growing up, Balaram Ashtami was really never celebrated. We didn't even know much. I
Yeah,
mean, we just knew that Balaram was Krishna's older brother. But
even
I,
Radhashmi. I think Radhashmi is also not known. You know Radhashmi?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Only
mean,
Janmashtami people know. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Correct.
and in Bhagavatam, Balaramji is mentioned, like he was also, you know, equally, I mean, like Bhagwan. So I'm just wondering that why was it like that?
Balram is mentioned. What? Sorry.
In Bhagavatam, Bhagwan has been, mentioned like Bhagwan. So when
Balram is Bhagwan. Actually, he's the first
That's
explained.
what she's saying. Bhagavatam is mentioning Balramji as Bhagwan, but we before coming to Krishna consciousness, we were not aware of it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was really, yeah. So why was it like Balramji was not celebrated, uh, I have been wondering about this
Yeah.
in
Why
my
it was not?
advance.
I don't know why it is not so
TV
popular.
shows also don't show it like that. Like TV shows Narad Muni as somebody who's a troublemaker.
They
Who's
show Narad Muni in a bad light.
in a
Yeah,
bad light. Like he
yeah.
takes one thing from here to there. But see, all these TV shows and everything that India is following,
Yeah.
it's not scripturally based.
Hmm.
So that's what is. Yeah.
Maybe B.R. Chopra's Mahabharata was okay. I mean, maybe there was something like that, but I don't know how. We have not read the original Mahabharata.
Before reading about Narad Muni, I had this concept about Narad Muni. He's a
Yeah.
troublemaker.
It's trouble.
Because he
He
told
thinks,
Kansa that, any child can be your killer. So, based on his words, then Kansa started killing all children.
In movies, they show Narayan, Narayan. He will come like that. And then everybody will like smile and laugh and
Yeah,
as
and
if,
he's friends with Hiranyakashipu and other demons also,
yeah.
right?
I mean, he's trying to warn and help
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Now we know why he's doing that.
Yeah.
He's acting according to Krishna's instruction. He wants to fasten Krishna's appearance and, yeah.
So, yeah, so that's why unless we come to Shastra, we don't know. Like many people think Vishnu, Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu, but there is, if you read Bhagavatam, Krishna is the source of all the incarnations.
Yes.
But people in India believe it in another way, right? Because they have not, I mean, if you say this is a whole chapter, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So this is saying after describing all the Purusha avatar, Lila avatar, and then it comes to the conclusion that Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So that also people don't know. So I mean that's why Shastra is very important. And Shastra is also very vast. That's another thing. So but Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Upanishads and Bhagavatam is the essence of all Puranas. So like if you read Shiv Puran, then you may find that it is glorifying Lord Shiva as the Supreme Lord, or Devi Puran. If you read Devi Puran, then it may be that Devi is considered as the highest. So then it becomes a lot of confusing, like who are we talking about? Is it Devi highest, or is it like Shiv is the highest, or somebody reads this? So it becomes very confusing.
Why did Vyasdev do like this? To cause confusion.
No, they say that there are different levels of people in different.
Yeah, understood. But why? Like, it is the word of the Shastra. How can Shastra be false? Yes, Shastra can give
No, it
different
is talking
paths.
about like a way to inspire that person to come to a higher
Yeah,
platform.
but something saying that Devi is
Like
supreme.
eating meat, right? Eating meat. Why is
Yeah.
it like encouraged in Shastra? But it or not encouraged, I'm not saying it's encouraged, but there is a way to eat
Yeah,
meat.
yeah, but the
This
words of the
way.
Shastra is absolute truth. Yes, you can say that, okay, at something you can eat meat and whatever, you'll get karma, or there is Devi, there is Shiva. But saying in the verse that Lord Shiva is a supreme personality of Godhead, that is not true. And how can the Vedas be not telling the absolute truth? Matlab, the
Mm.
words of the Vedas should be truth because it's coming from Vyasdev
It's
and
like if I
Krishna.
come to America and I say to you, Trump is the supreme. Yes, that's correct. But if you go to Canada, now they're having a trade war with Canada. Their Trump's thing doesn't apply, right? So in a local, there are
But
local.
then that is not true statement. You can say Trump is supreme in United States of
Yeah,
America. It should be complete. Then
it
there
is
should be
to.
no confusion that this Shastra is saying that and that Shastra is saying that. I'm not sure.
Maybe it is to encourage the person who is worshipping Lord Shiva to continue worshipping Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva ultimately we know is the greatest
Yeah,
Vaishnava.
but then
So
when
then
you
he will
can,
come to the platform. Like gopis are worshipping Katyayana.
yeah, understood. But then when we quote verses, somebody can quote a verse from Shiv Puran and say, here, Shiv Puran written by Vyastev is saying Lord Shiva is
Mhm.
supreme. And
Yeah.
that is conflicting with Srimad Bhagavatam saying Krishna is
That's why
supreme.
you need a guru. So it is not only
But
Shastra.
I don't understand. But Krishna, why
Even
would he
even
make it confusing?
Brahma Samhita says, Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto. It is very difficult to find uh, Krishna through the Vedas, right? But if you approach a devotee of Krishna, if you approach Atma Bhakto, then he is easily attained because he will tell you the essence of all the scriptures and everything like that. So that's why Guru is required. Shastras are vast, so we cannot ascertain what is the ultimate conclusion. Because we don't have time to read also all the Shastra, Yajurved, Samved, and the 108 Upanishads, and there are 18 Puranas and all this. So we want to
And
get.
some people are interested. They want to see all the Upanishads and Puran. And why did Vyasadeva do like this?
So that's why our time is short. So we come directly to the essence.
But Vyasdev came to Bhagavatam that he was not happy with whatever he had so far, done. He was in himself kind of, feeling down.
Yeah.
And then he was encouraged by Narada
But if you have
Muni.
not read the Bhagavad Puran, maybe it is, if you are stuck with some other Puran, you may think, okay, this is the highest for me. This is what I am in. Like
Yeah.
I'm in third class, or
Yeah,
fourth class, or fifth class. For me,
that is the
my book of mathematics is the Bible. For me, it is but there is 12th class mathematics also. But because I'm stuck up with this, so I think this is highest. That's what happens. But that's how it is. What can we do?
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, I had never read Bhagavatam until just last 3-4 years.
Hmm.
So I was not aware of so many things that I learned in Bhagavatam.
Hmm.
And that's how there must be so many people. They are living in India, but they have not read. They have attended these Bhagavatam Katha, Sapta. But
Hmm.
in Sapta, they just briefly tell here and there something, not the
Mm.
whole story.
Mm.
So, yeah, Bhagavatam is very revealing.
Oh.
And
Only because Prabhupada translated this Bhagavatam for us. Otherwise, in India, nobody was actually reading.
Hmm. Yeah, now so many people are becoming devotees in India. So many are taking up Krishna consciousness. They're understanding the purpose of life and
Yeah,
what
because
the whole.
Sanskrit to English or Sanskrit to Hindi translation is so important as it is translation, right? Otherwise, it can mix with their own views, and that's why Bhagavad Gita was there already, but it didn't make any devotees. Prabhupada says because they did their own misinterpretations, going from Sanskrit to Hindi English.
Yeah, like Krishna says, Mam, so he says to me, and they have interpreted it as, oh, it is the impersonal Brahman speaking through Krishna. So if you interpret like that, then see, people have problem also with accepting that God is a person because it is, uh, how can he be all pervading if he's a person? So that is a problem. So that's why they think God is impersonal, he's energy. But then if he's energy, then is he conscious? Then what if he's, how can energy be conscious, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so then all this bhakti doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Krishna only sent Shankaracharya to propagate Mayavad
Yeah.
philosophy.
But
Yeah.
then there is a verse also that Shankaracharya himself tells Parvati in the Padma Puran that I'm coming to propagate this Mayavad philosophy. Mayavada Satshastram Prachanam Bodham Uchyate. Hmm. Kalom, what is that? So that is all these things, so many things are there. So um, if we don't get the whole context, then we can get stuck up in some.
It's confusing.
It's confusing, yes. That's why it says Vedeshu Durlabham. Vedas are vast, and it is very, and Krishna also says, don't be attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas, where you say, okay, if you want to get this, then of course, for some persons, because they have strong material desire, so there are some Devi Devtas, okay, you worship this, then you get this. Even Bhagavatam says, if you want to do this, then you get worship this Devta, you worship this. But then that's what Vyasadeva had described, and then he was not satisfied because he was saying, yeah, you have not described pure bhakti, not transactional bhakti. Transactional, you have not described the pure devotions to Krishna. But all these things will be only understood when we approach devotee of the Lord. Otherwise, we cannot understand all these things. That is the main. So, parampara.
Sant ki kripa se you immediately are purified with the Sant, mercy.
Uh,
And you cannot, it will take forever with the with the Ganges river water or any
Mm.
other thing. But yeah, with the
Mm.
Sant kripa, you immediately
Mm.
get purified, cleansed.
Mhm.
with whose kripa?
Sant Kripa,
Sant,
saint
Sant
devotee.
kripa, yes, Sant. Yes. So, yeah, then Sant also, who is a Sant? That also another question may come. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to believe in someone. So, like, I mean, all these good, I mean, here, Prabhupada is, I mean, gurus are sant. So,
Yeah, I mean, the qualities are mentioned that somebody
yeah,
should be belonging to the bona fide guru,
yeah,
Shishya Parampara, and should
yeah,
be knowing scriptures. So when he speaks, he should be quoting from actual scriptures, and his whole life he should be following the scriptures, walking the talk, and he should be preaching to others bona fide scriptures.
Yeah. So fortunately for us, somehow or other, we came by Krishna's mercy.
To the right path.
We came to open path. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, many people are misguided.
But
That's what
that the
is.
same way the other people may think in their line, they may think, oh, we are on the right path. So that's also another thing. Yeah, one time when I was distributing books and one Christian lady came and she started praying. She says, may Jesus show you the right path.
Mhm.
So she was thinking I was on the wrong path
Mhm.
and she's on the right path.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, this is Krishna consciousness. This is the highest philosophy.
Yeah, but she
That is
can
the
be on the right path if she is really following the words of Jesus. Ultimately, who determines whether somebody is on the right path is your heart should be becoming pure. You should be getting all the good qualities of a pure devotee. Your material desires should be diminishing, and all that Krishna says the qualities of pure devotees: Adveshta Sarvabhutanam, non-envious, kind friend to all living entities, not hurting anybody, no proprietorship mentality, Samasukha, always equipoise in happiness and distress. So this is how you know that you are heading on to the right path, because you are developing such qualities which are equal to the qualities of Krishna. You're becoming like God. Your godly qualities you're getting.
yeah. But then they may say, no, we are also observing these qualities in Christians also.
Well,
So,
that is true. That is possible, right?
hmm.
So, I mean, Christians can also be pure
But then
devotees.
they say that, oh, these are not, your scriptures are false. They will say like that.
So, yeah, I
Like,
mean, there are
nothing, whatever.
scriptures
people
given
say
by
Yeah.
God,
so
right?
many things. Huh?
There is no, I mean, it's like there is no point in, discussing then
Yeah.
with them. Yeah.
Ultimately, whoever wants to follow whatever, everybody is free to do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we are not trying to convert them. Prabhupada
Yeah.
says we are trying to make them into better Christians. Their
Yeah.
philosophy is good, but as long as it takes them towards love of Godhead, ultimately love, Krishna prem or love for Godhead is the
Mhm.
That is
ultimate thing.
exactly.
The way they say, okay, yeah, you'll burn in hell because you're not accepting. Like we in Confest, we have seen that how they will come with the big thing and they will say, yes, those who are not accepting Jesus, they are going to burn. We accept Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is a pure devotee of the Lord. But the way they want us to accept. And so that's also, so everywhere, even in Hinduism, right, there are so many different people will say so many things and different things. So how to figure out what's the ultimate truth? So
We cannot change others, right?
yeah, we cannot change.
We can present them and they are free to accept us or not.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, Krishna also doesn't. That's why all this material world, everybody is here because he didn't force us to accept him. So Krishna never forces anybody. So, but we can always make people aware that there is this, and then they can decide for themselves. As Krishna told Arjun, now you decide for yourself what you want to do. Okay, so is there anything to share or discuss or other than this?
I can share.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, so we're gonna read about Surabhi Kund. We are Govardhan Parikrama. One spring day, Radha and Krishna made a plan to meet at Surabhi Kund. To avoid attracting attention, the plan was that Krishna would come alone from the south and Radha would come with one of her maids from the north. The meeting was set for noon. Krishna was there right on time, as he did not want to miss 1 second of Radharani's association. But Radharani was late. 12:05, 12:10, 12:15, 12:30, 1, 2. Krishna thought, never mind. It's typical of a woman to always be late. Generally, Krishna is late, Radharani is on time. That's how it goes. But this time, Radharani is late. At first, he was impatient, but as time went by, he became increasingly concerned. Maybe something happened on the way, and he had good reasons to be concerned. Rumor has it that Kansa has heard of Radharani's breathtaking beauty. He has been making plans to kidnap her and take her to Mathura. So Krishna was getting concerned. This is Krishna is thinking something wrong may have happened. A rumor that I've heard is Kansa is attracted to Radharani and he may kidnap her. Just the thought that Kansa, that demon king, would touch the transcendental form of his beloved Srimati Radharani made Krishna clench his fists and grind his teeth. He decided, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to find her. Maybe Kansa stole her. I don't know. I'm going to look for her. However, devotees, do not fear. Don't clench your fists and start grinding your teeth.
Yeah, it
Rather,
happens with Sukhdevanand Prabhu. When Sukhdevanand Prabhu is not around, then one time Anjana called me and said, has Sukhdevanand Prabhu been kidnapped? I don't know if it's... So
Actually, I'm kidnapped, Prabhu.
Huh?
I'm still
kidnapped by
kidnapped.
Maya.
Very,
We are all kidnapped by Maya.
Very true.
Yeah, so I mean, this is when you love somebody, then they're not there, then you start thinking all wrong things may have happened. This is a normal situation.
I
So
can understand how much Anjana is concerned about Sukhdevanand Prabhu. Yeah, Anjana is so thinking so many. Anyway, it was just a joke, but it happened actually. Yeah, I'm not saying.
our devotees, do not fear, do not clench your fists and start grinding your teeth. Radharani was not late because of any calamity. On the way to meet Krishna, she took a little detour to collect some flowers for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said that flowers are the smile of Krishna. Krishna loves flowers very much. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prachati. Tad aham bhakti upaharatam ashnami prayatatmana. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Krishna loves flowers. So Radharani, I think in this verse he says ashnami, I will eat it. Even if you give me a flower, Krishna can eat the flower. So Radharani took a detour to find some nice forest flowers for Krishna. The forest is not always easy to walk through. There are thorns, bushes, and hollows. On the way, she lost her anklet with little bells on it. Although she is the original Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, and she could have millions of anklets, she was mortified. Why? Because Krishna had given it to her as a special moment, as a special gift. Radharani lost her anklet, and that anklet was gifted by Krishna. So she was very much in anxiety and wanting to find it. It took some time for her.
So Krishna, I missed some part. Krishna is looking for Radharani, right? And then Radharani is in the forest picking flowers for
So
Krishna.
Indradumna Maharaj is saying so Radharani was not kidnapped. She was actually in the forest looking for flowers for Krishna, but then she lost her anklet going through the forest.
Okay.
Radharani said to her maidservant, I'm sure I lost it somewhere while collecting flowers, but I don't know where. She was determined to find it. There is a description of this anklet, a delicate golden chain decorated with jewels and tiny golden bells hanging from it. When she walks, the sound of those bells could melt the heart of any living being. They were wandering around looking for the anklet everywhere, but they could not find it. Then Radharani called it by name. So this is a nice anklet with golden chain and jewels and tiny golden bells, and walking when it sounds, that sound can melt the heart of all living entities. So everything in the spiritual world is conscious, Chinmay. So then Radharani called the anklet by its name. Remember, I told you some lectures ago that everything in the spiritual world is personal. It is described that this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. This world is characterized by nirvishesh shunyavadi, impersonalism and voidism. There are no real relationships, there is no real love. Everyone is contaminated by nirvishesh shunyavadi. Srila Prabhupada came to the West to destroy that Nirvisheshunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. In the spiritual world, everything is personal, everything is of a personal nature. Even the rice which is cooking in Mother Yashoda's pot for Krishna, the rice is thinking, when am I going to be eaten by Krishna? That's why in the Damodar Leela, when Yashoda was boiling the milk was rising up to the top and saying that Krishna was drinking all the milk of mother, breast milk of mother, so it will not drink me, so my life is useless, and it was over boiling and falling into the fire. It was committing suicide because the milk was thinking. The same thing rice is thinking. Then Krishna eats it and it appears again in the pot. See, this is where nothing gets finished in the spiritual world. So when Krishna eats the rice, it again appears in the pot. So we eat a mango from the tree, again the mango will appear in the tree. It is described so by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. It is hard for us to conceive because we are contaminated by Nirvishesh Shunyavadi. But everything in the spiritual world is personal. It is described that Krishna's bed, the charmer that fans him, his sandals, they are all expansions of Lord Balram. We are all spiritual souls created by Krishna to engage in loving pastimes. That is why we are feeling so morose in this material world, because there is no real personalism. It is all selfish. It is all voidism and impersonalism. That is why we feel so happy to come into the association of devotees. We have real parents, real friends, and real lovers, the devotees of the Lord. So the devotees of the Lord are not selfish. We're trying to help each other get closer to Krishna. So we feel happy in devotee community because there's no inner motives that are hidden in their hearts. Prabhupada describes Krishna, the supreme lover, as the dearmost friend of every living entity. He truly is. We are all hankering for Krishna, as George Harrison said in the beginning of Krishna book. Everyone is looking for Krishna. Some know it and some don't. When you come to Krishna consciousness, you begin to know it. So we were discussing Brahma Vimohan Leela yesterday, that Brahmaji had stolen the cowherd boys and calves, right? So when Krishna expanded himself as the cowherd boys and the calves, all the gopis, they started loving their children so much. Previously, they were loving Krishna more than their children, but now they started loving their children as much as Krishna. So Balramji was bewildered that he has not seen that before. So everybody is looking for Krishna, and if we love somebody in this world, is because they reflect some quality related to Krishna. And if somebody reflects a lot of qualities, same as Krishna, like a pure devotee, then everybody loves him because his qualities match that of Krishna. Because we are all looking for Krishna. If we want a friend to be like Krishna, and a son to be like Krishna, a beloved to be like Krishna. So we are looking for Krishna in others. So Radharani called the anklet by name. Oh Ratna Gopur, Ratna Gopur, where are you? Where are you? If you can hear me, say something. I'll come find you. Ratna Gopur, do you hear me? She was expecting, yes, I'm over here. Come and get me. Radharani was expecting that. All her jewelry, our personalities are fully liberated, saintly persons, Nitya Siddhas. She was calling very loud, Ratna Gopur, where are you? Krishna was looking for Radharani and he heard her cries for her anklet. Oh, that's Radharani's voice. He took a turn into the forest in that direction to find her. He found Radharani and her girlfriend searching the ground very intently. When you lose something, you look at every millimeter. Yeah, so we have got an experience of losing something. So, how desperate we are. We want to get that because of our attachment. Radharani was so absorbed in her searching for the Ratna Gopur ankle belt that she didn't notice Krishna until she came upon two blackish feet just in front of her. Seeing those two bluish black like the monsoon cloud feet, she looked up and said, Oh Shyam, I'm so happy you've come. Krishna said, Radha, you're late for our rendezvous. What are you looking for? What can be more valuable than our association? How can you sacrifice anything for our rendezvous? What is it? What are you looking for? What can be more important than our union? She looked him straight in the eyes and said, I have lost my favorite ankle belt and I am determined to find it. Krishna said, It's just an anklet. Radharani replied, Yes, but you gave it to me. What is a gift? A gift is just an expression of someone's love. No matter what the external material value of that gift can be, it can never really equal the love of the person is in trying to express, that the person is trying to express by giving the gift. So that's why one time I think Durvasa Muni gave a flower garland to Indra, and Indra just took out that flower garland and put it on his elephant Airavat, and Airavat threw it down and crushed it under the feet. And seeing that, Durvasa Muni became very angry and he cursed Indra to, I mean, he will lose his kingdom. So when somebody offers you a gift, you should accept it, and you should not show it's no value to me, because that person in form of that gift is expressing their love. And if all the gift may be very less in value, it can be few dollars or something, but what really matters is a thought behind the gift, not the gift. So for Krishna also, patram pushpam phalam, so he said, just give me a little leaf, a flower, water, small things, but it's not the thing that counts, it's the thought that counts. Love is the most valuable, the most precious thing in the world. I often tell you that Srila Prabhupada gave me a gift one time, his dhoti. Giving me that gift, he gave an instruction. He said something very important. A gift from a Vaishnav is a very special thing. So yeah, I mean, in material terms, that old dhoti would not be of any value, but it's coming from Srila Prabhupada, and he has worn it, so it's so important. Um, a gift from a Vaishnav is very special thing. So we should not regard it as useless, or we should show our gratitude for getting that. That old dhoti that had holes in it was worth maybe 5 rupees, but for me it was all the gold, the diamonds, everything in this world, and I wouldn't trade it for that, anything for that. It was a manifestation of my spiritual master's appreciation for some insignificant service. It is said that an elephant and a woman never forget an offense that has been committed to them. So looks like there is a saying like that. An elephant and a woman never forget an offense that has been committed to them. And in the same way, in the spiritual world, the transcendental world, being here in Krishna consciousness ISKCON, or in the spiritual world, Krishna or his representatives never forget the service that you have done. Krishna never forgets anything that we have done. Although we get, and forget, Krishna gives, and forgives. We forget anything anybody has done for us. We keep forgetting, oh, this person gave me this or helped me in this, and in one moment we can forget everything and turn against that person. But Krishna is not like that. He always remembers that even a little service that we have done for him. We may forget, but Krishna and his devotees never forget any service that you have done. The other day I was speaking with one of my god brothers, Bhavananda Prabhu. We were speaking about death. I said, where will I go when I leave the body? What will happen to me? Bhavananda Prabhu said, you don't have to worry. For the service you have done, Srila Prabhupada got your back. Prabhupada remembers everything that we have done. None of us in ISKCON have to worry. We are all servants of Prabhupada. He is very magnanimous. He'll never forget any service. He's taking care of us now, tomorrow, and forever. So if you have done any service to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada will remember that. So Radharani said, I want that one anklet back. Krishna agreed, okay, I'll help you look. They were looking for a couple of hours but still couldn't find it. Krishna said, it doesn't seem to be here. Let's go have our pastimes like we planned. Time is passing. I have another ankle bracelet made for you to replace the old one. Radharani said, no. I will not leave Ratna Gopura here in the forest. I will not leave my anklet behind. She wasn't seeing it like a silver anklet. She's her devotee. Krishna says in Gita, declare it boldly, Arjuna, my devotee will never perish. Kaunteya pratijanihi nama bhakta pranashyati. So this anklet is a devotee of Radharani. Radharani would never leave anybody. So there is a rule in the American army, leave no men behind. This is Krishna, this is Prabhupada. For the service we have done, no men will be left behind. We all will be together one day again in the spiritual world. Prabhupada said, we'll have our ISKCON in the spiritual world. No one will be left behind. Some will come first, some will come later, some will come last. But in cosmic time, it is just a click of a finger. We'll be chanting and dancing in the spiritual world. So, one who has started on this path of Krishna consciousness will definitely go back home, back to Godhead someday. But it can be, I mean, they can go slow or fast. It's up to them. You can surrender to Krishna, Prabhupada says, in a moment, or you can take many, many lifetimes. But eventually you will come back. So if the intelligence says, if we anyways have to go back home, back to Godhead, why don't we surrender in this life? Just give this one life to Krishna. Uh, so many lifetimes we have given it to for sense gratification, but still we are not satisfied. Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Prabhupada said to Bhakti Charu Maharaj, just give this one life to Krishna and see what happens. Even if nothing happens, what is a loss? Because ultimately we have to go back home, back to God, and everybody will. So let's make it back in this lifetime rather elongating our suffering in this material world. So I will stop here and continue tomorrow. Thank you, Prabhu.
I remember one time my mom was in Florida when I used to live in Florida, and there was one devotee. He was also in Florida, Sanjeev Ashtavans. So my mother had given him, for some occasion, she had given him $11. So that Sanjeev, later on, he told me, after many, many years, he has still kept the $11 because it was given with so much love and affection. He said, I still have that $11 with me. So that reminded me of that incident. So similarly, we have our bead bag, right? We have our initiated beads. So it is chanted on by the initiating spiritual master. So there, we should not lose them. Should not lose, because it is a very special thing. Oh, the spiritual master who initiated me, he chanted on these beads. They are very special. So we should take care of all the gifts. Some people keep their cards, right? I mean, somebody gives birthday cards or things like that. They keep, especially if it is from somebody whom they like. So they keep that, they preserve it. So, yeah, so the devotees are also very attracted. Like we do an auction on Radhashtami about all the garments that Krishna has worn and all these things. So they are also like, oh, this is worn by Krishna. Yeah, this was used by Radharani. This anklet was on Radharani's feet. It's very special. We have this Narshinga oil also, Pavitra, right? Pavitra and Narshinga oil that has done the Abhishek of Narshinga Dev. That's how they describe it. Man, this oil bathed Narshinga Dev. Oh wow, so nice. Let me put it on my. This flower was offered to Krishna. Let me smell it. So we go around with that flower and everybody smells that flower. This flower was offered to Krishna. So yeah, so it's personal. He says it's very personal. Vaishnava philosophy is very personal. It's not impersonal. And use and throw. Yeah, in the material consciousness, as you want somebody, and if that person is of value to you keep it. And then when you don't need that person or don't, then you throw it. So devotees should not be like that. Devotees should be very, even with our parents, right? We should remember all the things they have done for us, right? And when our time comes to reciprocate, we should reciprocate with them. When we were a baby, then they helped us so much. And now they're in their old age and they're like a baby. So they need help. So we should also reciprocate. That's a Vaishnava, is how like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told also. Who was that?
Vaishnava. I'm not sure what you're asking about.
Okay. Alex says. So
I'm not sure what you're asking about.
Okay.
Could you
Let's
specify what you'd like to know?
So Raghunath was Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He said, you serve your parents, and then when they pass away, then you come. I think even with Gopal Bhatta, maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told like that. So, of course, with Raghunath Das Goswami, he said, you come, it's good you came. But
The association of your materialistic association, that is a pit
into which people
people
pass.
pass.
Yeah.
His parents, I think, materialistic.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's how the Vaishnava feels gratitude and to others. That's a quality of, and then ultimately we feel gratitude to Krishna because we receive our parents and everybody through Krishna's grace. So all the saintly devotees in our life and everybody. Brahmanda Bhramite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna, by mercy of Krishna, you get the association of devotees. So we should be grateful to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, you provided. It's nice. I came in contact with Prabhupada. Right? So,
Also, I was thinking as Radharani is saying, I'm not going to go back, I'm going to look for my anklet, Ratna Gopura. So every jiva Krishna is concerned. So like Maharaj was saying, no jiva left behind. So Krishna is concerned about every single living entity. And if we help that living entity bring back to Krishna, how much Krishna is obliged with us. Because we are also lost. Like this anklet is lost, the jivas are lost in this material world. And Radharani is in anxiety. Oh, bring me back that my devotee.
yeah, there is a nice, let me share, essence of Krishna consciousness movement. Let's see where it is. Hmm. One minute.
Krishna consciousness is. Srila Prabhupada is here defining what Krishna consciousness is, what our movement is. We have a lot of management issues and we have a lot of different projects, different services. The foundation is what the Krishna consciousness movement is. Are you all eagerly awaiting Srila Prabhupada's definition? It's according to how eager we are is how it will affect us. Srila Prabhupada said, the Krishna consciousness movement means feeling for the sufferings of humanity. As we love Krishna, we love every living entity. These are Srila Prabhupada's words. Because we see everything and everyone in relation to Krishna. A devotee is one who is willing to accept discomforts for the benefit of others. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement means feeling for the sufferings of humanity.
Okay. This is a lecture I think Maharaj gave in Chopati, which I heard. So they've taken a clip out of it, and it was in the Prabhupada's purport. So anyway, so Krishna consciousness means feeling for the sufferings of humanity. It means feeling for the, we say Vaishnav janto tene kahiye, pira parai jane. So, okay. And that is why the devotees, they preach out of compassion, Prabhupada. he had tears in his eyes, right? When people were enjoying, but he had tears in his eyes because he was thinking, oh my God, they are in their old age, they're playing golf, they're wasting their life, they have no idea about the purpose of life. So we may not feel such compassion, but we can appreciate. Like sometimes we may not have all these good qualities to that extent as the great acharyas have, but we can appreciate, oh, how compassionate they are. And we were saying that even appreciating others for their exalted qualities is a lift in our bhakti. Prabhupada said that. So,
and we say that we cannot find Krishna or Guru. The Guru finds us. Like this anklet is not coming to Radharani. Radharani has to find the anklet. So we have to have a sincere desire in our heart to find the right Guru, and the Guru will find us. Or Krishna will send the Guru towards us, like he sends Narad Muni towards Dhruva Maharaj and other people.
by mercy of Krishna, you get Guru, and by mercy of Guru, you get Krishna. Like that, they say. So, okay. So, we'll read the false ego book. Anything else? So, this is where we were with the highlight. This is an important.
Your screen.
Oh, I was not sharing with Radha Swami.
I put it in the chat. You didn't see.
Oh. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Because my Zoom window is covered sometimes. So, okay. So, this is an important aspect of a sheltering relationship. So, you could hear, but right? You could hear Bharat speaking.
Yes.
This is an important aspect of a sheltering relationship. We should be eager for such correction. What is a correction? Yeah, when somebody corrects. As it is a sign of loving and intimate exchange, then we have truly taken shelter. As long as we avoid correction or get offended by it, we have not learned how to fully taken shelter. We have not yet learned how to fully taken shelter. I think there's something wrong grammatically. Learned how to fully take shelter, taken shelter. The sacred place of our heart. As resentment develops, if we cannot let go of the internal ego battle in regards to a person or situation. Yeah, so dvesh can come. As it says, elephant cannot forget something. So if we cannot let go,
And then woman, he said.
elephant.
Don't forget any offense.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Even men cannot forget sometimes. So it's yeah, but yeah, generally maybe it is like that. They remember more. So resentment develops if we cannot let go of the internal ego battle in regards to a person or situation. Our false ego cries for justice and we suppress and swallow our negative feelings and bottle them up. Yeah. So it is like a pressure cooker. But inside of us, the false ego continues to rebel and protest, and thus the resentment builds up. So pressure builds up in a pressure cooker. So like that, the resentment keeps increasing. We can understand our heart to be a sacred place. By maintaining grudges, we allow the toxic effects of resentment to pollute those sacred chambers of our heart. That which offends us only weakens us. Holding on to the feeling of being offended only magnifies the same destructive energy that offended us in the first place. So holding on to that feeling of being offended only magnifies. And we poison our heart by hanging on to it rather than letting go of it and moving on. So we have to let go of many things and so that we can move on. Nelson Mandela stated, resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Within our minds, we try to punish the other person by maintaining our own anger and ill feeling towards them. But in actuality, we punish ourselves. We continue to carry the negativity with us and therefore maintain the negative association of the person with whom the ill feelings are associated. Being easily offended can be a sign of being self-centered. being easily offended can be a sign of being self-centered. Like Durvasa Muni is very self-centered, so he gets offended. Insecure and lacking wisdom. Yeah, that is also when we are not secure in our relationship or our situation, then we're not feeling happy. Something else is there in our life, which is, and then anything somebody says triggers us. And lacking wisdom. It appears as a small problem, but in reality, it will keep us from experiencing joy, peace of mind, and Krishna's mercy. Sometimes people carry the burden of resentments within their hearts for many years. Yeah. And the relationship remains broken, like even between siblings. It happens, right? My father had a brother who passed away. That's why I'm saying had a brother. And they didn't talk in like 30 years, 40 years, because it was a estranged relationship. And it lasted for a whole lifetime, and he passed away also. So now it's all over. But that's how it is. And situations don't resolve. Yeah. So sometimes we have to apologize. Let's apologize. Of course, there are many reasons why the relationships break, and this is all going on in this material world. Sometimes people carry the burden of resentments within their hearts for many years, whereas the other person forgot about that event a long time ago and moved on. Like that one sannyasi, one brahmachari were crossing an ocean or crossing a river, and then this lady wanted to get some
Help.
and that this who was one of them.
Yeah, one of them lifted her across this,
Helped
and
her.
the other one said, like, I cannot imagine that you would touch a woman like this. And this person says, well, I helped her, and then I just focused on Krishna, and you're still remembering that woman.
Yeah. So that person moved on, but sometimes we keep all those things in our heart. Oh, that was said 30 years back, something was okay. So unfortunately, so often we have devotees leaving the association of Vaishnavas because of this very reason, being offended. Yeah, that is why they don't stay. And that's why Prabhupada says somebody leaves, you have to analyze yourself also. Did you offend them? That's why they left. So 50% our fault, 50% their fault. Some disagreement may have taken place and some harsh words may have been exchanged. A person may be offended, not being able to overcome the resentments building up in their hearts. They may find all the justifications within their minds and all the reasons why the community of devotees is not worth associating with any longer. And as a result, their spiritual practice becomes weak or even dries up entirely. They fade away, never to be seen again. Whenever anyone has affronted us, we can raise our consciousness so high that the offense cannot reach it. So generally, pure devotee's consciousness is very high. So, or very deep, you can say. That superficial things don't touch. They don't even take offense.
I mean, there are things where somebody starts to blaspheme and tell the people wrong things. I mean, then we should not tolerate that, because that's impacting Krishna conscious, the movement, Prabhupada, and
Yeah, sometimes we will take action. But the thing is like, yeah, sometimes it's don't care. I am so much like some devotees are like, don't care. Let whatever the world want to speak, let them speak. But I will. But sometimes you have to take action also, because especially if you are a preacher and they're spreading something, and then because preacher's reputation is everything for the preacher, right? Otherwise you can't preach. The reputation goes, then finished. So yeah, you may have to take action also. That's also there. As our relationship with Krishna gradually becomes a tangible reality for us, we can take refuge at his lotus feet. Here she is taking the position of like, okay, though the devotees don't, they are so much connected to Krishna that they don't have even, they don't consider about who is doing what and what they're saying and like that. She's taking that kind of approach here as our relationship with Krishna. Yeah, but there are many angles and many things.
yeah, I think Rukmini Krishna Prabhu in his second lecture on that Japa thing was saying that in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, you see somebody committing an offense and immediate reaction is seen. This Gopal Chappal outside Srivas Thakur's, he put Kali worship, he got leprosy. Gopal Chakravarti, he got leprosy when he offended Haridas Thakur. So immediate. But here people are offending and they're not seeing any bad reaction. So they say, no, nothing is happening.
But eventually it will happen.
Eventually. It's like you uproot a plant, it still remains green, but over the time it dries up.
Yeah, so anyway, so it's like very difficult to, but the person who has been offended, he doesn't bear any grudge against that. He doesn't wish ill, but Krishna may do whatever it needs to for that person to be corrected. But the person who has been offended, they don't, at a very high level of consciousness, they don't feel that, okay, this guy should be punished because it's good for him. He deserved it. That kind of thing we don't see in Vaishnavas, those who are very high caliber, um, like Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur. But at our level, we have to act where we are. And so, of course, we may have to take some action or whatever. So, but as our relationship with Krishna gradually becomes a tangible reality for us, we can take refuge at his lotus feet. We no longer look for occasions to be offended. Like that verse is there, they are not willing to avenge themselves, even if they are criticized, this, that, so many things. But and now every situation is different. So we cannot just generalize and say, okay, one size fits all also. So, so that is also there. So we no longer look for occasions to be offended, and we do not judge and label others. We experience a deep satisfaction that is beyond the effects of anyone or anything external. Okay, so as our relationship with Krishna gradually becomes a tangible reality for us, we can take refuge at his lotus feet. So we are deriving so much out of that relationship with Krishna. It is nourishing us so much that nothing is affecting us. If someone has offended us, insulted or disappointed us, let it go. If you are remembering all the ways we have been hurt or forgotten, let it go. We may ask ourselves, what good does it do for me to hold on to this conclusion? Every day, okay, it's 9 o'clock, so we'll continue.
But we also say forgive, but don't forget. So you remember how to, this person is like this, so you maintain a proper distance, be careful with that person so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it depends on how you take it, right? That's supposing I gave money to some, okay, hold that on this.
White, the color mode.
Yeah, so this I have to highlight this.
Highlight, yes, that's it. You click on that yellow thing. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like that. Everybody is different and everybody, they whatever. Like if I gave money to somebody and he didn't give me back, and then if I forget that I gave money and then he again asks me for money, then his last time I gave, but he never gave me back. So that's a material thing. Okay, it's okay, money is okay like that. But then there are so many things. Yeah. One time you've experienced, and second time you may experience the same thing if you forget. So you have to be careful with that person that's there also. So and we may be like that for other people also. So we have given them a negative experience. So we should not always think that others are giving me a negative experience. I may have given a negative experience to somebody also, and then they are also wary of us. So like that, so many things everybody has their perception, which is reality for them. And that's how they think. So, okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for your kind association. And we'll continue tomorrow. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.